Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle, also known as Danielle Babatunde, and today I'm going to be telling you all about my 6 months in Ghana. I resigned my UK teaching job and I heard an instruction from God that I'm going to be going to Ghana for 6 months, and off I went literally to Ghana for 6 months to teach. If you want to know about that whole build up, if this is the first time you're watching my video and you want to know about the build up to that, then do go check out my moving to Ghana for 6 months video that I did a while back on this channel. If you want to find out, and look at what I actually got up to and things like that, then do go and follow me on Instagram, DanielleBTD, because you can see my highlights and all the things that I got up to. And there's also some videos as well on this channel of things that I got up to as well. But this video is solely for the purpose of just telling you all about the overall experience, what I got up to overall, how much money we were able to raise, the impact that I'm excited. This video is definitely long overdue. I do apologize. People have been asking.
Are you living in the UK? What? Are you in Ghana? What are you doing? Huh? Where is she? Where are you?
I've had that a lot. Josh has had that a lot. I'm here. I've been in the UK. Your girl's been here, but I have been working, doing a lot of work basically, and so yeah. But this video is long overdue and it's needed to be done, especially to all those people that sewed into this work. I just want to say a huge thank you to those of you that gave. Honestly, that just gave it. I'm so appreciative of every single one of you. I think there was about 70 people that sewed into this work of me going out to Ghana, from £10, £5, £200, £20, whatever it was. It made such a huge difference. It made this possible, and I thank God for using you guys to help and enable this work out in Ghana. And so yeah, I just thank every single one of you. Your pound and penny did not go to waste. And so yeah, I just wanted to kind of share everything, basically what happened. And yeah, comment below, like, share this video, all of that good stuff, subscribe, and yeah, just keep watching if this is something that you're interested in. So yeah, thanks so much. Okay, so if you see me looking down on my left, it's just because I wrote a little bit of notes just to ensure that this video is concise with the accurate information. I don't want to get any fact, figure, number wrong, so please do bear with me. So in total, guys, we managed to raise £6,341, and I'm just so grateful, so grateful for every single one of you that contributed. This was able to pay for my flights, to pay for food, to pay for gifts to the orphanage. This was able to contribute to transportation because I was traveling from Accra to the Volta region to Tema, which is another place. So it was just able to accommodate for all of that, and much more, which those of you who were donating through the GoFundMe would have seen kind of the nitty gritty of where those funds were going to. So in total, sorry guys, as I said before, I'm looking down at my notes. So in total, I was able to work with 2 schools. I was able to teach a total of 120 students. I was able to also train, which we'll get into that, train 45 teachers. And yeah, the students who could not read are now able to read sentences and paragraphs, and teachers also feeling a lot more confident through the training that I was able to deliver. And also there was an organisation birthed through my time in Ghana, which some of you who have been following me on socials are aware of, which is called EIA, which is an organisation that I started, and that whole inspiration, I mean, it's kind of been brewing for many years now, but I think in Ghana it really solidified that this is what needs to begin, and I can definitely see how, at that time, me being in Ghana, leading to that, it's just all God, it's all God. And I think God is so amazing because he shows you literally in part, and you think you've got it figured out. Oh, God told me this, this is probably how it's going to work out, or this is probably how it's going to come together. And, he can tell you something that, is not even for you till like 7 years, but he's, giving you that glimpse to keep your faith, keep you believing, keep you trusting, because when it comes to pass, which I'm seeing, it's small doses coming to pass, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what God promised, this is what God told me many years ago, this is what I, you know, heard through the secret place, this is what I heard maybe through prophecy or whatever it is. And you know, I'm even reminded, sorry guys, I'm really going off track, I'm really reminded of the song Willie McDowell, Falling on My Knees, because that song speaks about how, you know, I can see clearly now here on my knees, which just shows that when we're on the knees of God, you know, and what that might look like might just be a heart, you know, your heart posture, leaning to him, when you're dependent on him, when you are free from distraction, when you are still, when you are waiting, you start to see clearly, you start to hear clearly. And those of you that know me very well, I am very futuristic. I am a planner. And so when that's very, very good because I execute, but when it's overplayed, it can also not be great because you can tend to rely on your own power instead of God. And so when you're busy hustling and bustling and moving and you're thinking about, oh, what to do, what am I meant to do? But you know, that song just comes to me and it's like, I can see clearly now here on my knees. I can hear from him clearly at his feet. And that's what I believe God wants to say to all of us, is just be still and listen to me. Come back to me, because he's the author and the finisher of our faith, that has the great purpose. You know, we want his will in our life. But if we're not listening, we're not going to be able to walk in that simply, and we'll just start living for ourselves. And you know, we can very much be Christians, guys, and living for ourselves, selfish ambitions. We can be doing that very much so, and I've lived in that for long overdue now, where, you know, I'm in this place where I'm, you know, moving and doing things. I'm doing this for God, woo. But really, you need to check your heart, girl, because you're probably not. You're doing it for yourself. So yeah, anyways, listen, I know there's a there's a lot. That's a whole word right there, yeah? But we're just going to quickly bring it back. But I really felt led, whoever, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, we thank God anyway. So seeds are sown. So whatever God wants to do, he wants to do. But yeah, so guys, I went on this trip, as you know, 6 months, in pure faith. Thank God for my amazing husband, who was supportive, who, you know, really, you know, he was like, right, I've heard you, I'm gonna go also and seek God about it. I didn't even pressure him, as you know, I'm not somebody like that. I just let God do what he needs to do, because then when it's God's, it's not gonna come back on me now. God, that's your word, so you need to come and fulfill it. So anyways, yeah, so I really thank God for the support from Josh, support from family to, you know, go on this trip. So I'll quickly tell you guys, this is a nutshell. I don't want this to be too long, as I've said, and yeah, oh come on, let's not make this too long. But I do want it to be informative. So I planned, of course, to go to Ghana and teach. Now, I have built relationships in Ghana because 4 years ago, is it still 4 years ago? Because I've been saying 4 years ago now, and I bet it's 5 years now. 2022, and I went in 2017, 5 years ago. So 5 years ago in 2017, I went to volunteer for a month in Ghana. Through that experience, if you want to find out more about that, go check my other videos, guys, come on. So through that experience, I basically built great relationships with an orphanage, great relationships with the organisers within that orphanage, and kept going back, basically. Anytime I can go to Ghana, I would go and I'll go visit that orphanage. I would sleep on the bunk beds with them. I would eat with them, laugh with them, love on them. Like, I literally love that place. That place is my home. And those kids know that, they know that. So yeah, so my plan was, you know, 6 months I'm out there. God, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna go to the people that you've kind of already built those relationships with. So I went to go and teach. And, you know, I was asked to teach phonics, which is not my forte at all, because I'm a secondary school teacher. I don't teach primary, but hey ho, I'm here to serve. So I started teaching phonics, obviously already spoke to some primary school teachers and got all the materials and things like that. Thank you so much for those of you that even donated as well towards this. So I was able to buy loads of resources to deliver teaching to the students. And so I think it was literally my first week of teaching at the orphanage school. So the orphanage school is about 400 students from the orphanage as well as the area and the town. And literally my first week, I was asked, could I train teachers? Can I train some teachers? And I remember thinking, train teachers? But I've only been qualified for like just over a year. Like, how could I be training teachers at the time? And you know, that was basically my enlightenment to understand the nature of the education system within not just Ghana, but just in developing countries in general, where a lot of kind of low fee private schools. So these are the schools that, you know, they rely on the donations of other people to keep running, and whether it's a charity or a low-fee private school, they obviously have to pay salaries and things like that. And if they're not getting much money because they're serving quite a poorer community, they're not getting much money within, you know, student fees and things like that. They're not going to be able to pay for the highly qualified, qualified teachers, because of course they're going to want higher salaries and things like that. And so a lot of teachers within these developing countries, recent graduates, some of them might not even be graduates at all, might not actually have gone to university, but they just have a heart for young people. And so I saw this as an issue, because I think it's great that you've got the heart, but you know, there's so much to teaching. Being qualified over here in the UK, there's so much that you learn. That year of PGCE, and you know, another extra year of NQT, which is now ECT, which is 2 years now of training in a school after you've been qualified. There's so much to learn. And so I was just shocked, because I was like, I can't believe there's teachers teaching and they're not qualified, and they're not, you know, they're not trained professionally. And so, you know, through this exposure, through the headmaster, you know, he was sharing with me that this is the reality of many schools in Ghana. And so, you know, whatever you can bring will always be valued. And, you know, I did a lot of research around this area, because, you know, I'm so passionate about education and very passionate about equity of education, equality of outcomes in education. And just making sure that everyone is succeeding. So I did a lot of research. I was asking a lot of people, you know, connecting with people in Ghana, connecting with schools, and just trying to understand, like, what's the system like, and you know, what's the need here. Because even though I'm obviously I had imposter syndrome, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go and train some teachers, but also I'm thinking on a grand scale of thing across the nation of Ghana. You know, how do we enable this so that all teachers in Ghana are able to provide the best quality of education and quality for those young people. So yeah, guys, I went on that trip and I trained. So I used a lot of kind of knowledge from myself being trained as a teacher. And I think it's quite good, actually, because I was recently qualified. I remembered a lot, you know, I remembered a lot of what I've done. It's not like I had loads of years in teaching where things can kind of slip and I can have my own habits, but it was just kind of, I remembered it because it was fresh. So I trained these teachers. I trained them on about 4 or 5 different sessions, which was honestly amazing. The feedback was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I think I've got some stats. I will put them on the screen because I can't remember, but I do know over 90% of teachers found the sessions 10 out of 10, which is useful, extremely useful. I know that all 100% of them would recommend the services that I was able to do. And yeah, it was an honestly amazing experience, and one that I know I would have never, you know, had gotten if I had not been there at that time in that season. And yeah, it was honestly nerve-wracking. And I think also what's quite amazing is that God can present something to you that seems so big, right? And seems like you're not qualified. And one thing I know about myself is that often I'm presented with opportunities where I'm like, I don't, like inside I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But I always say yes, I always take it, because I know, I just have something in me that just knows that I will succeed in this. And I want to encourage all of you that that thing in me that's saying I can succeed in this is the Holy Spirit. And you are going to be presented with things that might be seen bigger than you. And I just want you to just take it. Just say yes. I know you're scared. I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, no, I'm not trained. No, I'm not qualified. No, I'm not. Look, they would never have asked you if they didn't think you can do it. And I know that the Holy Spirit enables you to do. And so the Holy Spirit enabled me to do. And if I said no, if I was thinking about myself, or I was inwardly thinking at that time, I would have never had that opportunity to serve in that way. And those teachers would have never had that opportunity as well, to be served through me. So yeah, so I did that. So I did that for quite a long time, actually. I think it was about 11 weeks or 12 weeks that I was with that school, teaching phonics to the students. So I was teaching class 2 till about class 6. And a lot of the kids that I was teaching, I already had great relationships with them because a lot of them were from the initial orphanage centre, which is now just a school. So the orphanage is no longer an orphanage, it's a school now, like a boarding school almost. And it's amazing, honestly. But we can go into that a bit later. But yeah, so that was my first kind of 12 weeks. After that, I had to come back. So during my 6 months, I didn't actually stay out in Ghana for the full 6 months. I did have to keep coming back because I'm a married woman, if you know. So I had to kind of break up my time. So I would come back for maybe a week or two, and then quickly go back. And then Josh came over. And so, yeah, we were just kind of doing back and forth just so that at least, you know, I'm together with Josh, I'm together with my family and things like that. And God really worked that one out because I was thinking, how am I going to be able to afford to keep going back and forth? But just somehow something would just cause for a reason for either Josh to need to be in Africa or me to need to be back. And, you know, I thank God for the provision of funds again to be able to make that work. And so I think during my time, I was back in the UK twice during my 6 months, and Josh was able to be in Africa twice as well. So within that time, so it was great. So yeah, guys, that was my first 12 weeks in the orphanage in the centre in Royal Promise. And so yeah, there's more videos around that organisation and the work that I do. So just keep checking the videos because I know a lot of people have been asking me like, how do you get into it and all that stuff? And there's videos, there's content out there, so do make sure that you're watching as well. So yeah, so after that, I went on to the next school. This school was just amazing how it came across. It was through socials, it was through social media. And I just really thank God as well. Just through relationships, just through knowing someone, recommending something. And yeah, I just think everything in life, guys, relationships is everything. Because yeah, you're just that one person away from something, you know, where God may want to position you. And so that's why it's really, really important to always stay connected and build good relationships. So the next part, I went into another school, and so this school straight away, they're off the bat, like I was like, yeah, I'm here to teach. They were like, we need you to train. I was like, what do you mean train? Like literally, I was like, I'm here to teach your students. They were like, that's nice, but can you train our teachers? I was like, oh wow. And thankfully, obviously, because of the opportunity that I had with the other school, I felt a lot more confident to just be like, yes, I didn't feel as, you know, nervous or imposter syndrome as I did initially. And I was like, that's fine. If that's what you want me to do, that's fine. And I really thank God for that. So again, I was able to use the materials that I, you know, created and developed in the first one and bring it to the second one as well. Thank God as well to World Harvest Christian Centre, Pastor Shayi, which is the resident pastor for South Norwood. He was able to provide lots of exercise books, and those students appreciated them so much because there was a lot of exercise books, because they're just running out of exercise books, and they actually really enjoy school. And that's one thing I love about in Ghana, is that those kids love school. Like they love education, they love learning, that's what I would say. And yeah, they're just amazing. And I'll try and put some clips here and there throughout this video just to kind of break it up a bit, and just so that you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I went to go and work in another school and train their teachers, and you know, I loved this opportunity because I was not only able to gain the resources that I used in the previous school, but in this school I was, you know, able to kind of understand the school's needs, and so this school, you know, wanting to understand how to effectively discipline students. Of course, in Africa and a lot of schools, it is illegal to actually cane students in schools, but still some schools are still finding it a bit hard because teachers have, you know, been accustomed to cane students, Eton and cane, unfortunately, which is really sad. And so, you know, this particular school, they really wanted me to kind of speak to them on effective discipline and how to discipline students effectively and behaviour management, which is great. As those of you watching from UK will know, like, we have very, very different behaviour management strategies than you may have in Africa and maybe other parts of the world as well. So yeah, so that experience was amazing as well. Learned a lot. Was able to also deliver some sessions to the students as well there, but it was more so for training teachers. And during my time, I think I'm always just so curious on, even though it's a great opportunity that I'm, you know, able to serve in this way and able to, you know, train these teachers and teach, I'm still mindful that there's only one of me. I'm still mindful that there's only, even though it's 45 teachers, and that's 45 teachers can develop other teachers, and it could be more and more and more. I know that, you know, systems and structures, you know, need to really need to be changed and renewed. So during my time, I would always try and think about what's the answer, like, you know, how do we help? Because the inequality within the education system is not only apparent in the UK, but it's also apparent in Ghana and Nigeria and other areas in the world. And so it's about, how do we enable equality in education? How do we enable that? It doesn't matter the fact that you're from a poor village in Ghana, you know, in a rural village. It doesn't matter that you're in a inner city council estate in the UK. It shouldn't matter where you're from. It shouldn't matter where you're based. That shouldn't predetermine how you do well in life. But what I found is that they can see a link between where you're from, between your environment, and how far you get in life, or how far you get academically within UK, Ghana, everywhere in the world. And so even though it may look different, you know, in Africa, it may be a teacher quality kind of issue or funding within school. And in the UK, it might not necessarily be teacher quality, but it might be more so about maybe bias or expectations, or the I don't know, the way that just the way that the systems are within the school. So even though it might be two different situations in the countries, it's still the same thing. It's still producing inequality. So I was like, how do we be the answer? How do I help this? I don't want to just help these 45 teachers. There's more, there's such a big need. So there is a big responsibility. There's a big work at hand. And that's essentially how EIA started. So EIA stands for Educate, Inspire, Activate. And this is the organisation that I believe God birthed through me out in Ghana. And this is basically just trying to be a solution to the inequality within education. EIA seeks to basically provide equality of outcomes within education. It wants to see equity. It wants to see that despite, you know, people coming from different backgrounds, people starting from different positions in society, the fact that you're rich and you're poor, whatever, it wants to see all young people reach their full potential, not the potential of what teachers expect through their target grading, not any other potential, but their own potential. And so, you know, EIA basically was birthed through that. So I started EIA out in Ghana, and yeah, we have an amazing team. Some of them, everyone's from the UK, but some are from Ghana, some are from Nigeria, different parts of the world, and we're all just trying to be that answer essentially. So essentially EIA is serving the UK predominantly, but also serving Ghana as well. And the aim is that inequality of education. And so, yeah, there's about 15 of us, and I'm so thankful for my team, amazing team. You know, we're researching, so we've got a research team, and you know, they're just researching the issues, researching the question, trying to find answers for questions, and then trying to see how EIA can be that answer. And so, yeah, this is a huge thing that's been birthed through my trip in Ghana. I'm grateful, and I hope this inspires people that, you know, God will give you one instruction, and you know, you need to take heed to that, because it leads you to the next one and the next one and the next one. And we're not living our lives for ourselves. And I think that's the biggest reminder that, listen, it's a daily reminder. I'm not living for myself. I know I'm not living for myself, because best believe if I was living for myself, number one, I wouldn't be a teacher. But I know that me being a teacher, I am serving humanity. So yeah, I can go on forever, so let me not. But I really hope that this video has, yeah, just given you more insight on my experience out in Ghana. It was honestly amazing. It was great. And, you know, now being back, the work still continues. That you've enjoyed it. Thank you again for those of you that have given financially to this work. Thank you again for those of you that were praying for me, those of you that were encouraging me, those of you were checking on me. I really, really, really appreciate it. All 70 of you. It's just amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I'm so, so, so grateful for every single one of you. And those that couldn't give, but, you know, would just send a message and, you know, just encourage, and we're just inspired by the work. I really appreciate it. People have been asking me, am I going back? When am I next going? I don't know. I think I'm somebody that wherever I am, I give it my all. When I was in the UK, I was giving it my all. When I was in Ghana, I'm focusing on Ghana. I wasn't focusing on the UK. Now that I'm back in the UK, I'm focusing on the UK. So whenever God kind of, whatever God says, I'm gonna do, basically. So we shall see how things unfold. But I hope that, yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, most importantly, and I hope that it has stirred something in you to also take heed and listen to whatever God is encouraging you to do. So yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. Take care. Bye.